Hey, first of all, before I tell my story, I just want to, those guys, we are family, and man, we've been together forever. And hallelujah. We have our bad days. Stuff like that, but I just want to start with a prayer before I share my story with you guys. Hey God, I thank you for today, Lord. Most of all, I thank you for the freedom that we have in you, Lord. And God, I thank you for America, that we can worship you freely without thinking about anything. And God, we thank you for salvation, and we thank you for everything you've given us, Lord. And God, I pray that you'll remind us to share our story, that we'll have a story, Lord. God, we love you and we thank you. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen. Well, I'm going to tell the short part of my story. I don't want you guys to be here forever. So, first of all, my name is Adolphus Harrison. I'm from Liberia, West Africa. I have been in the United States for 10 years now, almost, I believe. Man, my life story starts from way back in Africa. When I was 11, that's when my story started. I grew up without a father figure in my life, and my mom was my hero. Like I said, my dad was never around for me. He did what he did, and so my mom was the only one that I look up to for everything. And she did whatever she could to feed me or to send me to school and stuff like that. So at this point, my mom got sick. She had a sickness. I don't know what the sickness is, but she struggled with that. It went on, off and on, and it came to a point where she couldn't handle it anymore, and she passed away. And at this time, man, this is where I started to question God a lot. I was like, God, why? Because she was the only person that I had. My dad was never around for me. So I figured that was the end of my story, because I had no one else to look up to, because all my older brothers, they had a wife or whatnot, their own children to take care of. And I started to question God. I was like, God, why would you take my mom from me? The only person that I have to look up to. Yeah. And I questioned God. There's been time in our lives where we ask questions like this, why? I thought God is all love, and I thought he cares for us. Why is he doing stuff like this to us? So I went on and on asking him. And the funny thing is, back then I haven't accepted him as my savior, but I asked him questions like, I'm like, why are you doing this to me? And I believe that there's a God. I went to church, all that stuff, but the thing in Africa is that people will go to church, but they never come to the altar, or they never accept Christ. They only go to church because that's what the preacher said to them. They never do altar call. So all this time I went to church my whole life, and I never had a chance to accept Christ. So after my mom passed away, like I said, I thought that was the end of my story. But it was just a new beginning for me. And like every time when I tell my story, I try to make people understand that I am not glad that my mom passed away. That is not it. But now when I sit and look back at what God did, without him I won't be here today. I'm not excited that she's gone. I miss her sometimes. I still do. But what I'm trying to say is, if we question God, we should ask him. Or what I'm trying to say is that if we question God, we should know why we are questioning him. Because he has reasons for everything. Now when I sit and look back at the question that I had, I was like, God, why would you take my mom from me? I never had the dream or never thought of being a American here today to share my story with you guys. And what I'm saying is that we all have a story. Everyone is different. So after my mom passed away, I got sent into an orphanage home, and I was there for a couple years. And at the age I was, it was very hard for me to get adopted, because normally people adopt like young kids, like 3 or 5, something like that. But I think I was either 10 or 11 when I got sent to the orphanage home. So I was there quite a bit. Every family that was wanting to adopt me, they were afraid because of my age. They thought that I would give them problem. So I kept getting rejected by people. And finally, God sent up the right people for me. And so I got adopted. And I came into the United States. And man, this is where God started working in my life. And when I got adopted, and I had no clue what I'm coming in, and I got adopted by a family that I don't know anything about. Talking about walking by faith, you don't know who you're going to talk to or who you're going to see. So I got on a plane and came to California. The family that adopted me lived in California. So that's where we lived for maybe 2 years. And my dad decided to move to Texas. And okay, just to say something, I love the city. Oh man. All right, so in California, there's a lot of stuff to do. Like on the weekends, my family would take us to the beach, stuff like that, and we'll do a lot of fun stuff. So when we came in quickly in Texas, oh my gosh. Yeah, nothing to do. Like I said, nothing. And back then, in Africa, we love sports. Like we play soccer. America called it soccer, we call it football. That's what we call it. So I was into football a lot, stuff like that. And when we came to California, we were on a team, my brother and I, and we did pretty well. And my dad was like, well, I have a bad news. We're moving to Texas. I'm like, what? And so back then, I knew nothing about music. And the only thing that I enjoyed doing was sports. So I was like, oh, great. I guess I have nothing to hold on to. So we moved here, and this is where God started showing me, revealing stuff to me. Way back in Africa, like I said, I knew nothing about music. I didn't know that I have the gift for writing songs, or making videos, or my presence being around people. So when we moved here, we went to a church called Lake Forest. This is my home church. It's a Baptist church. This is where God started pouring me a little bit. If you knew who I was before, man, I was very shy. I couldn't talk to no one, and I couldn't look at any eye or not. So we went to Lake Forest for a couple of weeks, and my parents decided to join the church. I didn't, they did. So I joined in, and this is where Lacey, she's married, she's back there. She was the first friend that I had. She came up to me, and of course with my accent, I sound different than everyone there, so she's gonna figure that I was not from around there. Yeah. So from there, it just went on. We started a band. Starting a band, it is not easy, because there are people who will just do it for fun. They don't want to stick with it. There were ups and downs, stuff like that. Anyway, back to my story. We moved here, and this is where God began to work on me. I went to church, I went to summer camp, and I never really accepted in my life, because in Africa, all you do is you go to church. The preacher never tell you, hey, you need to ask Jesus to come into your life, stuff like that. So I went to summer camp. While I was there, this is where God really spoke to me. As the preacher said, if you have never accepted Christ into your life, this is your moment, this is your time. And that's when I finally went ahead and asked God to come into my heart. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you. And from that moment on, he started showing me things that I never thought of I could do. And the family I'm from, they love music, but we all have different kind of style of music. So I just kind of started, we had a guitar in the house. Just about every house should have a guitar, I say. That way when I come over, I can play a guitar anytime. Alright, so we had a guitar in the house there, and of course I didn't know what I was doing, so I just got on it and I started playing, and actually I broke a string on the guitar, and I had to replace it. So from there, my family kind of noticed, like, oh man, he has a gift of singing. So I took a couple guitar lessons, and from there on, I kind of stopped. I stopped because like I didn't like what my guitar teacher were teaching me. So I just started learning by myself, watching videos on YouTube, And from there, it just went on. And God just started teaching me more about music. And from there, He's opened so many doors for us to be able to bless the places. And what I want to say is that there are times where God wants us to wait for the right time, the right moment. And whatever He wants you to do, He will provide for you.
Yes. Amen.
My life in Africa, as a boy, I thought that would be my life, just sitting around, never doing anything. And in Africa, I struggled with going to school. Because in Africa, your parents got to pay for you to go to school. If they don't have the money, you can't. So I have the times where I would go to school for a year, and if my mom can't afford for it, I would drop out. So I had the times where I would drop out from school, and I never had the time to catch up. So when I came here, when I saw the freedom and the opportunities that America has, other countries don't have it. So that's one of the things that I'm very grateful for. And what I want to say is that if you ever have the chance to go on a mission trip or to go somewhere part of Africa, you will see how blessed you are, or how blessed we are here. I believe about maybe a year or two, that was my first time going to Africa on a mission trip with Lacey. Man, I cried because it's been so long since I've been back. And I saw people walking on the streets with stuff on their head, no cars to take anyone nowhere. They walked everywhere for whatever they want to get. And they don't have good drinking waters. They don't have houses to live in. A family will live in a hut, that's what they call. And sometimes when they eat one meal a day, that's all they have. And when I got back, I was very convicted because we complain about, man, it's hot in here, and it's cold, or we don't have hot water, or we don't have cold water, whatever. These people, they don't have it, but they are the most happiest people you ever meet. They don't have enough, but they will be willing to share with you whatever they have. And so when we got back, that's something that God really showed me, to be thankful for the little things that we have.
Amen.
Because not everyone has what we got.
Right.
So, like I said, I'm not going to take too long here to share my story, but this is what I'm going to close with. God has a reason and He has a plan for everyone last year.
Yes.
Amen.
You might not know what He wants you to do, but my prayer is that you keep praying to God. He will show you for the right time, and the right meeting, and the right moment.
Amen.
Now, when I sit and look back at my life, I don't question God. And my passion is that I want to encourage anyone, everyone, to let them know that God does not make mistakes. He doesn't. Everything He does, it has a reason and it has a plan.
Amen.
So the struggle, when it comes, when you lose your best friend or your grandmom or your dad, whoever it may be, you have the right to question God. Say, why? But there's a reason why He did it. So my prayer is that we all will trust God with our lives and walk with Him daily.
Hallelujah.
Thank you for listening.
Amen.